So in last class we completed various electrification systems of electric traction, that is various classification of traction by power supply. So DC system, single phase AC system, three phase system and composite system, that is single phase to three phase conversion and single phase to DC conversion. And we had seen the advantages, disadvantages of various types of systems and applications of those systems. And today we will continue with the various types of services. So traction services are there, so that are classified based upon the operation. That means the type of service. So usually the term called service means the kind of operation, means what kind of journey it is about to take. I mean, how long it will going to run. So based upon that, its working also changes. So these are classified as four types broadly, that is mainline service, suburban service, metro service and urban service. So what are the difference between these two? So this is well understood by knowing the speed time curves. So these speed time curves, okay, speed time curve means a curve, okay, x-axis, y-axis. So in x-axis, this is the time t, x-axis. In y-axis, that is speed. So speed. So here I am writing speed sp. So this plot is known as speed time curve. So what it actually gives? So it will give the speed of a train, speed of electric train at various instants of time. Suppose at t equal to 0, the train started. So how a train starts? First it will start and it will pick the speed like this. So speed increases up to some time. Okay. So up to some time, speed increases, say t1. After that, speed may further increase slowly. Then train goes to maximum speed up to some t2. Okay, t2, something like this. Then speed will remain constant up to some t3. Okay, so I am extending this. So speed will constant during this t2 to t3. Then when the station arrives, or before after picking the maximum speed, when the next station about to arrive, so he will cut off the supply. Then train runs on its own. So while running, the speed will fall because there is no electrical input, but the kinetic energy stored inside the train that will drive the train. And slowly, because of gravitational and wind effects, that speed will reduce. So this is some t4, something like this. Then when the station arrives, next station arrives, then the speed has to be reduced immediately. So that is stopping, applying brakes. Speed will fall, and from t4 to t5, that is braking period, and train will stop, comes to rest, that is speed equal to 0 at t5. Are you understanding? So this is a graph showing speed versus time, is called speed time curves. Okay. A curve plotted with time in seconds or minutes in x-axis and speed kilometer per hour in y-axis at different instant from start to stop is known as speed time curve. Okay, this is called speed time curve. So what is the actual importance of speed time curve? For any train, they will be characterized, I mean their operation is characterized, their performance is characterized based upon this speed time curves. So importance means this will give actual total speed, average speed, and also the speed at various instants of train from start to run. I mean start of run. అంటే ఒకసారి ట్రైన్ స్టార్ట్ అయిన తర్వాత ఏ పాయింట్లో దాని స్పీడ్ ఎలా ఉంది, ఎట్లా ఉండాలి. సో దట్ ఈస్ ఆల్ ప్రీ డిఫైన్డ్. దట్ మీన్స్ ద ఆప్టిమమ్ షెడ్యూల్ ఈజ్ ప్రిపేర్డ్. అంటే వీ యూస్ టు సీ the journey time. Suppose if you find a train from Hyderabad to some Visakhapatnam, then they'll mention the journey, say 12 hours 30 minutes. What is that 12 hours 30 minutes? Means they already pre-calculated what could be the maximum size, how many number of stops, what is the time at each stop. So for every stopping, what is the time, for every starting, what is the time required, and how much duration it is going to take the supply, how much time it has to run freely. So these are all pre calculated. So we could able to understand that what is the actual instant and what is the position of a train. And the movement of trains and their energy consumption can be studied by means of speed time curves. Yes, with the help of this speed time curve, we could able to study how much power it has consumed. Okay, the distance it is traveled. These are all performance of a train, electric train, can be obtained from this speed time curves. Okay, what is this? Okay, I think this page has repeated. Then upward slope of a speed time curve indicates acceleration, and downward slope of a speed time curve gives retardation. Is it not? So in a speed time curve, this is acceleration upward. Positive slope is acceleration. The negative slope is retardation or braking. The area under the curve represents the distance covered. Suppose this is the curve. So this is the area. So this area under the curve gives the distance. Is it not? So this is speed. This is time. Area under the curve is speed into time. Speed into time. What is speed? Kilometer per hour or time into time. So time gets cancelled. So this is kilometer. So this speed time curves for various services are different, or I can say based upon the speed time curves only, the various types of services are classified. Now we'll see speed time curve for a mainline service. So mainline service means it is a long distance train. In simple terms, means as I earlier told, the distance between the two stops is large, probably more than some 40 kilometers, 30 kilometers, like that. So it will travel at a stretch. Okay. So here this is a speed time curve, and you can see this is called first acceleration, rheostatic acceleration. So the train speed starts from 0 and it moves like this. So this is speed of a train. So this is called rheostatic acceleration. From here onwards, the speed of a train increases steeply, or I can say current through the motors is maintained constant and voltage increased gradually. Okay, that is called rheostatic acceleration. Rheostatic acceleration means current I is constant. CUNST. I is constant, voltage is increased slowly. Okay. Then during this curve, speed curve running, so it is like this. The volt current also changes. I mean, current decreases. Decrease means keeping voltage increased and maintained at constant rated voltage. Okay. Means for a once the voltage is achieved to its rated voltage, then the kinetic energy of a train increases. So torque required decreases and speed increases. So current is proportional to torque. So during this speed curve acceleration period, the current reduces, not reduces to very less, but compared to acceleration period, current reduces slightly because voltage is constant. Then speed increases, then torque required decreases because the train is in under motion, under kinetic energy. Okay, like this. So this is second acceleration. First rheostatic acceleration, then speed curve running acceleration. Then after that from 2 to 3, this is called free running. So during this free running, the power drawn from the supply is equal to, is constant, means the energy drawn from the supply and energy being wasted because of the friction, wind, friction due to trail, friction due to wind, and other constant power drawing parameters, mechanical parameters, that is constant. So current and voltage is anyway constant, and current is also constant. There is no change in speed. Okay, so current is also constant, like this. So this is called free running period. Free running means uh, it is running at constant speed. I mean, power drawn from the supply is constant because the train is running at its maximum speed, free running speed. That speed is constant. Power drawn, power converted, power being wasted. So that is all constant. So train also runs constant. Or in other terms, the power drawn from the supply during free running is only to maintain the frictional losses. Okay, because of friction, train speed try to reduces. So in order to keep the speed constant, the train draws supply from the current from the supply such that only to maintain that frictional losses. అప్పుడు ఫ్రిక్షన్ లాసెస్ అయ్యేదానికి లాసెస్ని మెయింటైన్ చేయడానికి కావాల్సిన సప్లై తీసుకుంటుంది. అప్పుడు ట్రైన్ అట్లనే నడుస్తూ ఉంటుంది. సో దట్ ఈస్ ఫ్రీ రన్నింగ్. దెన్ నెక్స్ట్ వన్ ఈస్ కోస్టింగ్ పీరియడ్. కోస్టింగ్ పీరియడ్ మీన్స్ ఇట్ ఈస్ సిమిలర్ టు కట్టింగ్ ఆఫ్ ద సప్లై. మీన్స్ యువర్ నెక్స్ట్ స్టేషన్ అబౌట్ టు అరైవ్, నెక్స్ట్ స్టేషన్ కొద్దిసేపట్లో వస్తుంది, ఇంకొంచెం దూరం ఉంది. అప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తారు, పవర్ కట్ చేసేస్తారు. పవర్ కట్ చేస్తే ఏమవుతుంది, ఇంజన్స్కి ఏం పవర్ ఉండదు. సో బికాస్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్స్ కైనెటిక్ ఎనర్జీ, ఇట్స్ ఓన్ కైనెటిక్ ఎనర్జీ, ట్రైన్ మూవ్స్. బట్ బికాస్ ఆఫ్ కాన్స్టెంట్ లాసెస్, ఫ్రిక్షనల్ లాసెస్, విండ్ లాసెస్, స్పీడ్ రెడ్యూసెస్ స్లోలీ ఎట్ కాన్స్టెంట్ రేట్. సో దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ కోస్టింగ్ పీరియడ్. కోస్టింగ్ పీరియడ్ మీన్స్ సప్లై లేకుండా ట్రైన్ రన్ అవుతూ ఉంటుంది. అప్పుడేమైతే డెఫినెట్గా స్పీడ్ పడిపోతూ ఉంటుంది. సో అది లీనియర్గా పడిపోతుంది. దిస్ ఈస్ కోస్టింగ్ పీరియడ్. నవ్ అవర్ స్టేషన్ హ్యాస్ అరైవ్డ్. మనం ఏదైతే స్టేషన్ నెక్స్ట్ స్టాప్ ఉందో అది దగ్గరకు వచ్చింది. అప్పుడేం చేయాలి, ప్లాట్ఫామ్ దగ్గరకు వచ్చిన తర్వాత వీ హ్యావ్ టు అప్లై బ్రేక్స్. సో వీ హ్యావ్ టు అప్లై బ్రేక్స్. సో డ్రాస్టికల్లీ స్పీడ్ కమ్స్ టు జీరో, మీన్స్ విత్ షార్ట్ పీరియడ్. సో దిస్ ఈజ్ షార్ట్ టైమ్ ఫ్రమ్ హియర్ టు హియర్. సో within this short time the speed comes to zero. So this is called a retardation due to braking. So this braking is achieved because of regenerative braking or some mechanical brakes. Okay, it may be a different kind of braking. So since it is a electric traction, we use regenerative braking, and once the train comes to rest, then we will apply mechanical brakes. ట్రైన్ స్పీడ్ జీరో అయినప్పుడు మనం మెకానికల్ బ్రేక్స్ని అప్లై చేసేసి అది కదలకుండా చేస్తాం అన్నమాట. సో దీస్ ఆర్ ద ఫైవ్ కేటగిరీస్. సో దీస్ ఆర్ ద 5 different speed time curve components for a mainline service. So in mainline service only we can find this. So acceleration, again that is classified into 2 subcategories: rheostatic acceleration, speed curve running acceleration. Then next one is free running period and coasting period. Then retardation due to braking, that is braking period or retardation braking. So this is time in seconds, and this is speed in kilometer per hour. So you can see here constant acceleration. This acceleration train is maintained constant during this period, maintaining constant current, and voltage across the motor is gradually increased. Okay. Similarly, speed curve running or acceleration on speed curve. Here in this case, the current and torque decreases with increase in speed, and voltage is maintained constant. So acceleration decreases with increase in speed, is it not? and finally becomes 0. Acceleration becomes 0, speed becomes constant. Then free running period means speed constant, so power drawn from the supply is only to maintain the losses, that is constant. Then coasting period or running without power. Running without power means during this period power supply is cut off and train is allowed to run under its own momentum. And retardation due to braking. Brakes are applied, speed brought to 0 and train comes to rest. These are the total 5 different components for speed time curve, especially for mainline services. For other services, it is again different. Now we will see urban services. Urban means highly populated areas in cities. Okay, in cities. So usually the distance between the two stations is less than 1 kilometer. So for this systems, this is a speed time curve, urban. So first this is the acceleration. That means train starts from 0 speed and speed increases to its maximum speed. After that, there is no free running because the distance itself is small between the two stations. Then directly coasting period, free running period, power is being cut and the train runs on its own. Then within no time or within less time, that next station will arrive. Then retardation due to braking takes place. So this is called speed time curve for urbans. So acceleration, coasting, and braking. So that is urban services. Similarly, suburban services means just outside of a urban areas. Suppose say Hyderabad is a big city, say urban, and it's nearby towns within 20 kilometers, within 15 kilometers in around the Hyderabad city. That may also called suburban areas. So distance between the stops is not less than 1. It is a little bit more, about 5 kilometers, 8 kilometers, 10 kilometers, not more than 10. Distance between the stations is at an average of 5 to 8 kilometers. So during this suburban areas, again this is acceleration and this is braking and this is coasting. Then you may get doubt, sir, what is the difference between urban and suburban? Both curves are same. So the only difference is this coasting period. Coasting period is long for suburban areas. For urban areas, this is small. అంతే కదా, డిస్టెన్సే లేనప్పుడు ఎంత ఎక్కువ దూరం ఫ్రీగా నడుస్తుంది, నడదు. డిస్టెన్స్ ఎక్కువ ఉంటే నడుస్తుంది. ఓకే, సో ద ఇంపార్టెంట్ రిక్వైర్మెంట్స్ ఫర్ suburban services are rapid acceleration, rapid retardation are required due to frequent starting and stopping. Motor should work without being affected by voltage fluctuations, no interference with communication lines. That's why the DC systems are used for suburban services. Okay, in suburban services, DC system also we studied application suitable for suburban and urban services. So in DC systems, advantages, it is less energy consumption. So it produces more torque due to series motors. Current required for this system is less. DC motor locomotive equipment is lighter in weight, has less inertia, less maintenance. But in DC system, disadvantage, substations, it requires converters, efficiency less, low voltage distribution, current required is high, so cross section of the conductor is high. Additional equipment required like boosters, and its initial cost also increases. So this is the difference between speed time curves for urban and suburban. In suburban, the coasting period is long. In urban, coasting period is less. And coming to metro services, as we all know, metro, Hyderabad metro is there. So here the speed time curve is like this. So quick acceleration and free running. Okay, there is no coasting, free running and quick retardation. Okay, like this. So mostly used for transportation within a city, comfortable and affordable mode of urban substation. DC motors or three-phase induction motors are used for metro, and usually these are above the ground level. For underground motors, linear motors or induction motors are also used. So these acceleration retardation values for metro lines is 2.16 to 3.16 kilometer per hour per second. That means within second it could gain 2 kilometer per hour speed. Suppose 10 seconds, so it could reach 20 kilometer per hour. For 1 minute, it could reach 60 kilometer per hour within a minute, like that. So speed time curves are shown like this for metro lines. So this is a comparison of characteristics of various services. For urban services, acceleration is slow acceleration. I mean, it takes in per hour per second within 1.5 kilometer per hour per second to 4 kilometer per hour per second. Retardation 3 kilometer per hour per second to 4 kilometer per hour per second. Maximum speed is 120. Distance between is 1 kilometer. Urban means the distance between the two stops is very less. No free running, coasting period is small. No free running, coasting period is long for suburban area. For mainline, it is very big trains, very large number of locomotives connected. Its acceleration speed is less, retardation speed is less. So it would travel larger distances. Free running period is more. That speed is more. Free running and coasting periods are long. Acceleration braking periods comparatively small compared to urban and suburban. And I think this is understood. Different types of services: mainline service, urban service, suburban service, and metro service, and its differences. Then we can proceed to important terms used in traction. Means when we are doing some problems, we come across some important terms like crest speed. Crest speed is also called as maximum speed of a train during a run. So in a given speed time curve, suppose if this is a curve going like this, something like this, then it's a maximum speed point. So this is a maximum speed point. This is called crest speed, maximum value. Average speed means speed maintained by a train during a run. It is given as average speed. So average speed means distance between the stops in kilometer to the actual time of run in hours. So this time in hours, distance between the stops. So distance by time is called average speed. Scheduled speed means not only traveling time but also the time for stops, that is also added. Okay. So distance between the stops by actual time of run. This is actual time of run plus stop time in hours in the total stops. So this will give the scheduled speed. So factors affecting the scheduled speed. So this is the scheduled speed. How to decide a scheduled speed? Based upon the crust speed. If the crust speed is more, then scheduled speed becomes more for a given acceleration and retardation and the distance between the stations. If these three are constant, the time of run will decrease if the crust speed is high. Is it not? Maximum speed increase అయితేనే టైం తగ్గుతుంది. టైం తగ్గింది కాబట్టి షెడ్యూల్ స్పీడ్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది. Crust speed increases, then scheduled speed increases. Acceleration for a given distance between the stations, crust speed, increase in acceleration. ఈ రెండు కాన్స్టెంట్ ఉండి increase in acceleration, decrease of time of run. The increase in acceleration will increase in scheduled speed. సో యాక్సిలరేషన్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అయితే షెడ్యూల్డ్ స్పీడ్ కూడా ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది. దెన్ బ్రేకింగ్ రిటార్డేషన్. Similar to acceleration, braking retardation increases, scheduled speed also increases. Braking retardation అంటే ఫాస్ట్గా తగ్గిపోయింది, స్పీడ్ ఫాస్ట్గా పడిపోయింది. సో దట్ ఈజ్ ఇంక్రీజ్డ్ బ్రేకింగ్. బ్రేక్ తక్కువ స్లోగా అప్లై చేసినాం, రిటార్డేషన్ తక్కువ ఉంది అంటే స్లోగా పడిపోతుంది. అప్పుడు టైం ఎక్కువ అవుతుంది. టైం ఎక్కువ అయితే షెడ్యూల్డ్ స్పీడ్, టైం ఎక్కువైనా స్పీడ్ పడిపోతుంది అట్లా. సో ఇఫ్ ద డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్ is small, then the increase in scheduled speed will be large. సో బ్రేకింగ్ రిటార్డేషన్ ఇంక్రీజెస్, షెడ్యూల్డ్ స్పీడ్ ఆల్సో ఇంక్రీజెస్. ఇది ఇంక్రీజ్ అయితే ఇది కూడా షెడ్యూల్డ్ స్పీడ్ ఆల్సో ఇంక్రీజెస్. డ్యూరేషన్ ఆఫ్ స్టాప్స్ తక్కువ ఉంటే, స్టాప్ టైం తక్కువ ఉంటే స్పీడ్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది. ఇస్ ఇట్ నాట్? సో డ్యూరేషన్ ఆఫ్ స్టాప్ ఈజ్ మోర్, దెన్ టోటల్ రన్నింగ్ టైం విల్ బి మోర్, షెడ్యూల్ స్పీడ్ డిక్రీజెస్. అంటే డ్యూరేషన్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అయింది అనుకో, అంటే ఒక్కొక్క స్టాప్లో ఎక్కువ టైం ఆగితే షెడ్యూల్ స్పీడ్ అనేది తగ్గిపోతుంది. సో దిస్ ఈస్ ద 4 important terms used during the calculations: crest speed, acceleration, retardation, and duration of stop. I hope this is understood up to these topics, and in the next class we will continue with next topics, that is speed time curves, and we will do some calculation part, how to analyze that speed time curves, and we will do some problems. Okay, we will proceed further in our topics.